live. Just confirming. Just with me here. Just make sure everything is good. Okay, just bear with us, guys. Here, we're just confirming that we're live. Everything is doing good. Okay, I don't see us.
I do. I see you. We're live.
We're live. Okay, beautiful. I don't know. My phone's not responding here. Okay, well, hey, folks, welcome to this 90-day final run. And first of all, we want to thank you and really appreciate your commitment in this particular program. I know it was intense, and I do understand that it required some commitment, and we're really, really, really proud of you for doing this. Really proud of you. And today is the final session. And we simply wanted to kind of give you a bit of an overview from our point of view, what we got from the 90-day run. And as you can see here, you have Dr. James that's actually going to be sharing. You have Ann Turnbull, who's going to be sharing, and Dr. Izzy, who's been part of the Crown and Global Impact, but we had the other 90-day run, which has been really, really active in all of the sessions that were taking place. So we want to welcome Dr. Izzy here. So welcome, guys. Really appreciate you here today.
Awesome. It's good to
So
be here.
Great.
at this point, there's no specific order. Maybe Dr. James, we can start with you. If you want to kind of, what is your takeaway from this 90-day run that we did since the beginning of the year?
Huh. Okay. There's been so many things learned. There's been so many things learned. One thing that he has done to me is to increase my intentionality regarding social media. And I know there's been a whole 90 days of new knowledge and information, but I think some of the things that the most important things I gained from this is that the whole broad view of what social media means to us as business people or as individuals. How it is a tool to use to brand ourselves. It is the only ways, one of the only ways that the world can get to see us, can get to know us from a distance. And so we need to be intentional, extremely intentional about how we utilize it. Most people spend so much time, 2 3 hours a day on social media, just scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. They don't gain anything. They don't apply themselves. They don't utilize it well. They just go there, spend time, and they're unproductive. And so this entire 90-day run has just opened my eyes to different ways. So even if you're going to spend time on social media, there are particular activities that you must always be engaged in. And so I learned that, people, you would only get to know, it's like you either attract people or you go after them, or you take action. So it's either you are attracting or you are going um after them, and people would never do business with you unless they know you, unless they like you, unless they trust you, or probably they have seen something that you do that they have connected with. And so social media is like a broad sea for connecting with people. And so it is this entire course has taught me how to redirect my use of social media, in the sense that they're like particular things that you should put out there. You're either putting out something educational, you're either putting out something inspirational, or you are putting something that is conversational, so that you would engage people to be able to build relationships. And it is also like this entire course has let me understand that I can never run out of prospects. There is never a term I don't have people to talk to. All my friends have already heard about what I do, and all that stuff, because there are billions of people out there in different parts of the world, that are just waiting to connect. And so I've learned how to go fishing on social media, how to really go fishing. So sometimes it's like I'm with my fish net and my hook, and I go into some pages of people I like. I'm going to look for which pages or which communities have the kind of people I'm looking for, have the fans I'm looking.
Oh, I think we might have lost Dr. James here. He's going to come back in. That was actually absolutely phenomenal. Really, really appreciated this. And I know that you've also got a lot out of this. I know I've been watching your social media activities as I did for Dr. James, and obviously Wap Master, by the way, is not here today. We do apologize. Something came that you couldn't attend, and we also wanted to recognize the effort and the work that he put out in sharing his segment. And back to you. What did you get from this 90-day run, and how do you apply that into your current business?
Yeah, so you know what? It's been really amazing, and definitely it's also been a little bit overwhelming. When we finished the 90-day run with the accelerator and Fraser, everyone was told to go take a couple of days at the beach and relax because it was so intense. But for me, I have been because I've been going to GoPro. I've been in part of Eric Worre's community, as many of us have been, and for 2 years, I've been saying, I've got to up my social media game. I've got to up my social media game. And, I would post here and there, but I didn't really develop my brand. I didn't post consistently. I remember the first time I ever used Instagram was after a GoPro event, I think 2 Decembers ago. And I really, I'd always use LinkedIn to build my business, but I never posted content. I was just out there building connections. So what this program did for me, and I'm so grateful to this community, and I'm so grateful to you, Chris and Tammy and Dr. James and Dr. Izzy and Wap Master and everyone who tuned in, because really it was my accountability structure. And one thing that I've really learned is that when you can be accountable, you really follow through. If you're accountable to no one, it is so easy to just, oh, the day got busy, I didn't do it yet again. And then it becomes 2, 3, 4, 5 days and you don't get it done. And so the fact that we had to show up every day, the fact that I was accountable for writing notes on the program for the rest of our facilitators, our trainers to listen to watch, it made me be in action. And I knew that if I was training it, I couldn't, someone couldn't go to my page and see nothing. I had to actually show up. So that was the first thing, the accountability, and finally getting off my butt and actually doing something. That has been amazing. And then my eyes were just so wide opened. I mean, as someone who's been in Max for a long time, just the way all of us have, pretty much most people on my Facebook or even on Instagram, they're all Max associates. That's how it's always been. And, I finally realized, oh, this is why they're all Max associates. This is what I have to
Mm-hmm.
do to actually expand and meet new people. I actually have to go and message people. I have to go find people that could be interesting in other groups or on other pages. I've never done that consistently outside of the one platform I've been using. So even now, I'm not consistent enough at it. But if I ever do it, it nets me new friends, new places that I'm not doing business in, and it's been really fantastic. So that was a real eye opener. And then just some basic things like reels. I haven't done reels. I'd never done an Instagram reel. I still haven't gone live on Instagram, but I've done a few Facebook lives, so I'm learning like probably everyone else is. I'm not perfect yet, but I would say I'm probably 10 times greater than I was before I started, and I still have another 10, 20, 100 times more to go. One thing that really hit me was Eric's talk. And if you follow Eric Worre, you'll see him talk about this almost in so many places. He's really decided to up his quantity game. And although he put out 200 videos a year when he started Network Marketing Pro, his target is now to do over 1,000 pieces of content a month. And so I think that's inspired some of us who follow him. And in fact, on the weekend, I've just started my first long form content from which I'm cutting a whole bunch of short form pieces and putting them. So, you'll watch, I'll start to do more. Probably there'll be maybe a blog or a podcast. I'll start to do more quantity. And there's a lot of tools that we can use these days. I keep looking for tools. I try to have people assist when I can, but I do a lot myself now, which I've never done before. So learning how to do reels, getting active on TikTok. I haven't been, I did TikTok a while ago because it was kind of novel, but I'm trying to be very consistent on TikTok. I'm almost to the point where I can do a live after having 1,000 followers. I'm not there yet. So my followers are not huge. I'm not one of these, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 followers type of person. I don't have that many, but I'm growing and I'm learning what to do and I'm getting better. And the other thing that this has really taught me is how to be intentional with my brand. I think sometimes I can get into analysis paralysis. And I know probably some people relate to that. And I'd been hearing about your personal brand, your personal brand, your personal brand. And what is that supposed to be? When I think of Dr. Izzy, she's amazing at it. When I think of Dr. James, like, his brand is. His brand is his family, his faith, football on the weekend with the guys. Dr. James, what you're going to get when you go see his content. Me, I'm like, oh, what am I about? So I feel like I'm starting to find my voice. I'm still creating it. I'm still crafting it. And so the content I'm putting out, the value I'm putting out is around those things, around coaching people, around mentoring people. But for me, it's been really, really interesting, and I've enjoyed it. 90 days was overwhelming, but 90 days was also too short. And so I've actually become part of Fraser's community now to continue with him because I feel like I still need to up the game. I need more accountability, and I want to continue to grow and really achieve a lot globally with social media. So I'm just a baby, but I'm a much bigger baby than I was 90 days ago. Let's put it that way.
That is wonderful, and I certainly appreciate everything you shared. And
your content, everything, you've evolved in such a big way, and so kudos to you.
yeah.
Because I know that you weren't very strong on social media before this really 90-day
Well, none
run.
of us really were.
And no, I know, but I know that Anne in particular, because I know Izzy and I
Yeah.
know Dr. James, but you really stepped up your game on this 90-day run, Anne.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
kudos to you.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love your stuff.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I know, Dr. James, you kind of got caught off at the end, so I'll revert back to you. I want to give Dr. Izzy a chance. By the way, folks, Dr. James is a Crown Diamond with Max International, and Turnbull is a Crown Diamond with Max International, as we are, Tammy and I. And Dr. Izzy is a wonderful diamond. She's just an amazing, amazing person. Looks absolutely beautiful in all her posts and pictures, and she just rolled a rooftop. It's called her book. It's absolutely wonderful. I bought a copy. I hope that you got your copy. Dr. Izzy, if you want to share a few minutes, your takeaway from the 90-day run.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone who is watching. I can remember when we started this in January, and also saying the 90 days is over. I'll echo the thoughts of the other people. Yeah, it has been intense, but definitely rewarding. I have to say very big and special thank you to you guys, Chris and Tammy, and to James, Wap Master. The fact that you guys would learn everything and come like pour into us, like I didn't take that for granted. So literally the least I could do was show up to get the information. So I felt very honored about that. So thank you. And yeah, I had a whole mix. I definitely say it was a very beneficial social media run. There were the great parts, really good parts. There were not so great, and there were ugly parts. We had experiences. I think I shared one of it in the Diamond group, how like someone just totally shut me down in my first fine ad message attempt, which was interesting. And then even getting kicked out of a group that I joined because people, for whatever reason, felt like since I didn't have medical doctor in my bio, I wasn't a medical doctor and I was there to scam them or something. So I had yeah, all these kind of experiences. But it was definitely a great one because let me even start with the groups. I think it was really, I've not had like much success with groups generally trying to like interact and get leads from there, but going by the steps and finding things like within niche, I've been looking at have more success with the money, the finance related groups, well, which is not surprising. But then being able to connect with people through there has been a like a successful thing. So I'm glad that that has improved for me. Um, Being able to just increase the quality of my content and the uh, having more like engaging questions, doing more storytelling, all the ways that we've been told to craft the post to really get that engagement and be able to use that to get them on into like direct messages. That has been really good and something I've implemented, which has been wonderful. And I also love the like tips when it comes to how to what to post in stories, like how to get them to see either like your product content. I mean, there's been great ones as to how to use like um, polls and like questions and how to do just create different kind of formats for the stories that are really engaging and get people asking questions and all, which was really good. Um, so yeah, it has really stepped up the content frequency, quality, and say that's been great. One thing that we've also been taught, which I've not done consistently enough, and I definitely have to work on, is checking insights for the post and being able to track and see, okay, I'm engaged what people really like. Yeah, I started that, but yeah, I kind of fumbled along the way. I need to get back on track with that. But yeah, it's been a good one. It's definitely been a good one, and at least people, when it comes to the brand thing, it's not been easy being able to do that. Like you do the posting, you get comments, you have to respond to comments, you get DMs having to respond to that, and so it's been a lot. And the fact that I have like the my own personal profile and I actually have the Money Dr.Izzy pages to separate and having to deal with all of that and every other thing going on, it's been a lot, but um, I would say it's been very rewarding. A good problem to have. It's better to have more to do than less to do. So yeah, I'm really grateful. It has opened my eyes to a lot of things to upgrade when it comes to social media. And it's going
That
to
is
be more of the
wonderful.
same. Try and be as efficient as I can. But yeah, moving forward, doing much more of this.
Thank you very much for sharing, Dr. Easy. And I know that Irene and Owen I've been exchanging here, folks, and it's all part of the process, right? To be able to multitask and watch your comments as I'm paying attention to the speakers. Thank you for participating. Really appreciate you and all of you here that might have put comment. I'll be reading. We'll be reading them all today, and this group here will be commenting. Now, Dr. James, I know there was an unfortunate disconnection earlier. Did you want to finish your thoughts you were ending? Oh, your sound is off.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think I was basically rounding up and just sharing how I am grateful to all of you, to Chris, Tammy, to Anne, Wap Master, Dr. Easy, for your consistency. Like Anne said, this has taught me accountability as well. And the fact that if you don't have anyone or anything you're already accountable to, you can easily just fall off the edge, fall off the grid, and you will get lost in it. So I would also recommend, that you should find someone in your journey. It may not really be particularly about business or someone in a team, but someone in a journey, in a growth journey like you, that wants to build a brand, that wants to build something, that wants to grow, and you should be accountable to, and you should have probably like a weekly check, minimum like a weekly check, where you have to engage in activities that you have already pre-planned to engage in. I have loved this process, even though I'm still owing like a billion assignments. But I've loved this process so far, and there's so much I've learned that I would apply moving forward, not only in business but actually in life generally. So I thank all of you for even putting this up, and I thank the audience as well for keeping up with us.
Thank you, Dr.
Thanks.
James. Now I will pass it over to Tammy to share her takeaway. And as we're sharing the flow here, go ahead.
There were so many things that we've all learned, and I have to say I wasn't as consistent as a lot of you. But here's what I've noticed. I've noticed through my insights what's working for me, what's not working for me, because I was really paying attention to that. I also noticed when we were out and about, because Chris and I are really also focused on getting out there and meeting people. Social media is the big attractor in all of that when you're out and about meeting people. We actually have these digital business cards called POPL, and we use this. They scan the code, the QR code, and they have all of our social media presence, all of our links, and so we're attracting more people because of that, by posting, by doing reels, by doing your lives. They're really getting to know you online as well as offline. So I saw a huge difference for increasing our signups through that process. Um, Also got more comfortable with the reels and the lives, I have to admit. And yeah, I think that was the big takeaway for me, is to realize that it goes hand in hand when you're meeting people in person, and when you're doing social media. Link it link it because that is when you're going to have more attraction and more signups through that process. So I think that's about it. I just know that I need to go back and do the 90-day again, and I'd like to do smaller segments with core groups that are at different levels. I don't know if you notice, because everybody's at different levels. So some people gave up sooner than others. So if you can work at different levels on different parts of this 90-day program, we can help people elevate at their levels. So I thought this was really good, because he needed to feed everybody at different levels, which is important. But you're going to lose some that are not as active, that have only one platform, for example, and they just can't get beyond that platform. Well, let's teach them, you know, a couple of these ideas that they can focus on all week long. So I see this obviously as a growing and learning, but also to go keep going back and taking small segments and train the team members. So I loved it.
Absolutely. And again, we want to respect your time here, so I'm just going to lift the microphone just a tiny little bit here so it can be closer. Sorry about my arm. Okay, so in closing, guys, here's what's happening. In my case, it has changed my brand, and I'm working on my brand. I can relate to Anne and say, okay, what am I about? What am I saying? Other than the fact that I'm a network marketer, I'm a strong believer in what we do with Max International. But the point here is that um, it's really interesting, because when I learn something, my mind tend to expand into so many different directions. And the fact is, one is I started working on my brand. And just recently, we determined what our brand is. We are people that live in Daytona Beach. And in Toronto, in Canada, we're also around the water. We're always around the water. So what happens is, at first my brand started as, it's like a chess player. I tend to be a bit of a techie guy, and Tammy didn't relate to it. But then I started looking at this. Well, I saw the back of her book as we're walking, holding our hands, and that's her brand. Her and I together, walking on the beach. So right now, in fact, I'm still working on the banner, but in about 24 to 48 hours, all our social media that has Chris and Tammy is all going to be branded around that, right? So this is how long it took me, but I realized it. But in the same time, we started doing reels and posts in our Instagram and TikTok. And what's happening here is now is I started creating even funnels, which is out over and above what we've learned here. In one of these funnels, when people opt in, they receive an email. In the bottom of all of these emails, it goes to all my social media. Well, guess what? Everything we've been learning in the past for 90 days. Well, all these videos that we did are all there. So the work that we've done before, as we were learning, they're part of the culture that now is part of our brand. So, and what I really like is it was on day, we call it day 86, as a matter of fact, when we over here. And one just quick note here, remember that because we're doing the final call today, it doesn't mean it's over for you. You can go back to the group, go under features, and just look at the 90 days. If we're starting my meeting, not counting the weekends, and start from day one. Even the first week, you can learn a lot. Just the first week. Don't worry about the whole 90 days. If you want to expand that, I would suggest you continue. My point here is looking at day 85, Fraser talked about the very first thing is we want to get leads. And this is what it's all about. Ann talked about it, Dr. Jane talked about it, Dr. Izzy talked about it, Tammy talked about it. It's an environment to get leads. And from that point on, is we build a relationship. It's what we used to do offline, online. And from the relationship that's being built, then is to ask the questions, which is the qualifying questions, the why, where, your goals, what did you do before, are you open to get started. I mean, these are all the sequence. And from that point on, it goes on to you share the tool, right? Don't be a fool. Use the tool. That's I appreciate this. Like, as I'd say, oh, I can relate to that. Use the tool. Don't be a fool. So the fact here is we have a lot of tools, and these are all the things that we used to teach on the success cycles that we've been there for years. It's all embedded in a culture that was taught from the beginning. But it's how do you take all of this and convert it online? And then, of course, is the follow up and the third party credibility. And this is one thing that I really recommend, guys. If I think of my entire career in network marketing and all of the benefits that we've had in this business, it's third party credibility, utilizing third party to validate what we just shared. And then one of the things that's important is to track what you've done, what you worked on. And that's kind of was on day 86. If you look at the days in our Facebook group here, you can see the segment. I believe the day before that was Dr. Jane talks about the birthdays, right? That was a brilliant idea, right? Every day there's a birthday, and that's an opportunity to connect with people, right? So again, and I took a few minutes here to share, and I want to thank you, Anne. I want to thank you, Dr. James and Dr. Izzy, for participating. And Wap Master, I'm so sorry you couldn't make it today. Would love to hear your thoughts. I just love your brain. I love the way you work with the technology. We learned from you. Sorry you couldn't be here. We love you. Hope everything's good. So at this point here, folks, we're going to end on this note. Was there any last thoughts that anybody would like to share as we close?
I'll just share one thing. As you go through this, what we all have to realize is even if we don't feel we know very much, we actually know a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And when we teach others, it's amazing. It's amazing. I have taught a version of what we're doing, a summary, and people who are not in our business, who are running their own businesses outside of network marketing, have attended my class and they're like, oh my gosh, I want this. I want more of it. And so, whatever you are learning in this 90-day run, just know it's a lot. It's a lot. And you can teach what you know, you can implement what you know, and just appreciate how far you've come, as I do, as I know all of us do, even though we're not perfect yet. So I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here with us for the 90-day run, for continuing to be here and going through the content as you would like to. Reminder, we also have our YouTube channel. So everything is there very neatly. Crown Diamond Global Impact YouTube channel. I'm getting an echo, so I'll stop it there. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you just have to put the volume down to your cell phone, but it's all good. So, Dr. James, last thoughts that you want to share as we close?
Okay. Last thoughts. This was just 90 days, but we have so many more days in the year. And I will urge you to give an assignment to yourself that every single week, every single day that you will continue to press, continue to push, continue to apply, continue to learn. You should not let go of anything we have thought here. People have committed their time, their lives, their money, their resources to teach and share information that is usually paid for thousands of US dollars. It was just given to us for free. So I would want to urge you with my heart that you should take things away from this. Go to the YouTube and rewatch some things
Hmm.
and apply and just learn. Let there be something, because all these things we have done, they have just been seeds we are planting in you. But you need to water that seed. You need to keep on cultivating it until it grows, until it produces fruit, and until you are fruitful enough to even teach other people to do what you have learned. So my call to you is to be fruitful. Take what we have taught you, apply it, and be fruitful by getting results and by teaching other people what you have learned.
Thank you, Dr. James. And Dr. Izzy, back to you. Your last thoughts, maybe a minute or so.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, the scariest thing just happened. Like my laptop just went off out of the blue. I
Well,
don't know
we
what
can
that's
hear you. We
about,
can
but
see. I know you got disconnected and you're back, so I'm glad you're able to make it. So I just want to make sure that you're able to share your last thoughts.
yeah, thank you. So my last thoughts would be, guys, don't psych yourself out. Don't overthink things when it comes to the social media. It's not going to be perfect. Do it messy, like they always tell us in the GoPro community. Do it messy. I get like frustrated with tech things. Like when I see Chris doing the thing with ease, or Dr. James, like he can create a reel in like 30 seconds. Like he has steady hands, and then he has like all the right angles, and he's doing it. I mean, it's taking like 50 minutes. I'm still not done. Like what's going on? So yeah, those things they have a way of like frustrating me, but I still need to get it done. Like the important thing is to get it done, and there's a message in what I'm trying to put out there. Still giving value, so I do it anyway because it's important. Yeah, done is better than perfect. So just do what you need to do, and that consistency and that practice helps makes things better.
Thank you, Dr. Izzy. So we'll end on this note. Tammy, is there last few words you want to share?
Just be yourself, be authentic, have fun. That's the big one. Have fun with it. Because if you're not having fun on social media, it'll be a fight to work the schedule. So have fun doing it. One of the things that we've stepped up in doing it, and I don't know if any of you've noticed, but when we're out and about, we try to do some photo shoots. And it's like pulling teeth sometimes to get him to do some of this stuff. He's going, no, 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 we got to go do this. No, we got. He's always on. Got to go do the next thing. I said, no, we're doing it, and we're not leaving until it's done. And you get some photos done. You get some short videos done. So you have some simple, easy stuff that you can post on those days that you don't have the time, and just throw a quote or throw something simple out there. So add that into the time that you want to do social media. Put those folders aside with prepared stuff. And like Anne mentioned, this long form content through videos and stuff, there's so many segments that you can pull from this stuff. I didn't realize how powerful it was until, Marcel is doing some of this stuff for us, and we're seeing the numbers rise. So it's important to create stuff in advance.
Absolutely. So, folks, we're going to end on this note. Give these wonderful, wonderful leaders hearts and thumbs ups and feedback and comment. Let them know that you are grateful, because that was a lot of work. And congratulations to all of you that committed to this entire program. We look forward to keep helping you guys. So keep coming back here. And as Anne stated, we have a YouTube channel, Crown Diamond Global Impact. Everything is there too. Take advantage of that. Feel free to like, comment, opt in, and the more you give us feedback, the more we're in a position to deliver better quality content. So everybody, have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for attending today. We love you all, and until the next segment, thank you, and bye for now. Bye, everybody.
Bye, bye, guys.
Love you guys.